Gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of the Friggin Nerds Podcast. I am your host, Mario Lima, and joined, as always, by the Friggin Nerd Squad. To the bottom right, we got my lovely future smoking hot wife, Lee Dumas.
I got a nickname this week.
You got the nickname this week.
You remembered.
To the top right, with the luscious blonde locks, the big old glasses, Loki's. Oh, it's you. No, you.
Oh, okay.
With the luscious locks, you both got luscious locks, but we'll talk about yours this time. The lovely Loki side piece, Britt Berkey.
Yeah, if I'd heard that one, I would have known.
Yeah.
You're not Loki's side piece.
Loki's side piece. And last but not least, the fanny pack wearing, diaper changing, aka friggin' nerd meat, aka sweaty Mike. Sweaty Mike Berkey.
Sweaty Mike was born last night.
I think we
and
I was in bed
baptized
last night.
Yeah, I think we got. That's how we got to open the podcast telling this story. First of all, last night. Yes.
Wizzy B, your husband was transformed into the Hulk of sorts last night.
Yeah, so this is what happens when the ladies are not here to keep Mario and I in check.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So last night.
Happened?
Yeah. So last night over on my channel, we start up the Friggin Nerds Rocket League team.
Right.
Friggin Nerds Rocket Club, and Mike was getting really stressed last week, saying, I don't know, man. I don't know if I could play this game. I'm not too good at it. I've played so long. I'm like, man, I think you got this. Let me teach you for a couple hours on stream. I think you're going to get this. And we played for I think maybe 2.5 hours. We hung out, opened some Pokemon cards, chilled out. And we had a good time. He started getting a little better. And then come around 11 p.m. my time, we started calling. I'm like, Mike, how about we do one more? Let's get one more game in. And he's like, all right, man. And he says this wild thing that I never thought would happen. He goes,
well, and I said it because I didn't think it was going to happen either. I was ready to hit the sack as well.
That was
Mind you, over the course of the first 2 hours, he had scored what?
One goal.
A total of one
goal in the last
goal.
couple hours we played. So he said, jokingly, hey, man, how about we do a thing where if I score a goal, we got to play another game after that. I'm like, yeah, sure. Whatever, dude. We'll see.
Oh, okay.
So we played a game, and I shit you not. There were 3 seconds left on the clock, and Mike somehow banged it into the goal, and we had to play another game.
Not just once though.
Not twice.
9
times. Specifically the buzzer beater. I hit the buzzer beater 3 times in a row.
Is that why y'all were on so late?
And that's why I was down here screaming like we just won the Super Bowl because I was freaking out, y'all.
Not
every single game.
Not one.
I heard you screaming
not 2.
the whole time.
8 games.
8 games straight.
To the point where I had to swat the ball away from him because I just didn't want him to score anymore because I had to go to bed.
I could hear it, and I was like, it went from go, 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 Mike, go, to oh, Mike.
No,
Mike. No, Mike. No, Mike.
And so I learned before we started playing last night, though, that the term for gamers nowadays that are really great and try really hard it's called sweaty. That's a sweaty.
Gross. Nobody says that. Who lied to you and told you that?
No, I can
it's
tell
a thing
you right now that our teenager up there in that room playing his game now.
Why would they say that?
That's
because Mike learned it. Mike learned why yesterday. Tell her, Mike.
Because I was trying so hard and I was so nervous in these games that I was sweating. My palms were sweating. I was like,
like a poop.
Yeah. Well, so I became sweaty Mike last night. All it happened.
disgusting and
The
weird.
birth of sweaty meat.
Oh,
No,
that's
sweaty Mike. Sweaty
Yeah,
Mike.
we're gonna go with Sweaty Mike. That's a little less.
meat sweat.
Sweaty meat's a little weird. What?
Yeah, so
Oh, I didn't.
yeah, that's
think
bad.
of that.
Yeah, I don't want their nickname Sweaty Meat. That's all I'm saying. Put that on record.
Sweaty Mike it is.
Wow,
Sweaty
man.
Mike.
Sweaty
He's
Mike.
about to
though,
have his own emote.
We got an emote pending verification.
I don't know if that one's gonna get approved.
Just says sweaty with my beautiful face on it.
Oh, okay.
does.
Well, I guess at least it didn't say sweaty meat, because that probably wouldn't have
Yeah, Sweaty Meat would be like denied. No, we can't have
Flagged.
that.
They're like, kind of weirdos streaming over here.
What was really funny though, before we jump off of this, is right before we started the first game when we had that condition on it, I was like, what's it called when like the pool players like pretend like they don't know how to play, and then they're a pool hustler, and so Mario thought I was hustling him the whole time, and I'm like, I'm not. I promise.
No,
I suck at
I've
this
seen
game.
him play. He's terrible.
I'm terrible.
I'm really shocked.
But no, after that, man, we had a nice little team going. If we get like one more guy at least, maybe, I think we'll be great. We got a team on our hands, guys. So people watching, listening, if you guys want to play
That'll
Rocket
be
League
the
with
only
us,
time.
you never
Michael
know.
suck from here on out.
I don't know. If we keep pushing that sweatiness, he's gonna
Pushing that cushion.
He's gonna start hulking out. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting sweaty," and he's gonna hulk out, and then he's gonna play.
Listen,
You won't like me when I'm sweaty.
You won't like me when I'm sweaty, Mike.
just think, guys, you
So
can be on a
weird,
team
y'all.
with Sweaty Mike.
Sweaty Mike.
You could be
Mike can be
you could be a
two
guest
women.
star on a team with Sweaty Mike.
That's it.
Sign up for that Patreon tier, y'all.
That's it.
That is it's only
Yes.
weird if you make it weird.
Yep. There's a
Uh,
ton of clips over on
Right, right.
Tactical Panda's channel. though, if you
Oh
wanna go check
yes. But anyways, guys, something a little less sweaty. Let's go on to the friggin' news of the week. This is the Friggin' Nerds Podcast, where we talk to you about
So
everything.
much news.
Everything.
So much news.
All the
Yay!
news.
Yes.
All the
What
latest
a
and
time
greatest
to
in
be a nerd.
podcasting content.
That's right.
Yes. All right. So I guess we're going to. I'll introduce the first news piece. I guess.
Let's do it.
Alfred Molina spills beans on Doc Ock's return in Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now, if you guys don't know who Alfred Molina is, he played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi version. Great performance. One of my favorite Spider-Man movies of all time. I love that movie. It's great, but man,
Just-
it's a little stressful.
Just for those that may not know, I tend to classify the Spider-Man movie by Tobey Maguire.
By the Spider-Man.
So this was Tobey
I
Maguire's
like to picture
trilogy.
my Spider-Man
Yes.
upside down making out with MJ.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah. So from
that's
the Tobey universe.
Maguire. Yes, exactly. And so this has been rumored. Like this has been something that like everybody for the last few months, there was some sort, I don't even remember how it started, but there was rumors of this happening, that they were going to have like a couple characters from the different Spider-Verses that would be appearing with Tom Holland in Spider-Man 3. And Alfred Molina, he had this interview where he just like nonchalantly was like, yeah.
Like no big thing.
So yeah, I know, Mario, you got some quotes here. I don't know if you want to run.
Yeah,
through
so
them
like,
real quick.
his reasoning for saying this. So I'll his little blurb from in their early conversation. Molina said Watts told him that the movie will pick up where Doc Ock's story ended from the last moment in Spider-Man 2,
interesting.
which is when he takes down the his device in the dock and he sinks himself in. Yes.
So it's his redemption story? Like it's gonna be
He was already redeemed.
I know, but it's gonna be like post-redemption, so like good Doc Ock?
We don't know. So the way it
That would be
sounds.
so cool.
So the way it sounds is that they're gonna take it. I guess it's happening right at that moment. I'm assuming he's gonna sink in the water. There's that great shot of him slowly sinking into the water, and like maybe someone grabs him. I don't know what they're gonna do, but also looking into this interview, I guess the reason he
Pretty good reenactment.
Britt was reenacting. The
Oh.
slow motion thing.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
off the
Really
rails
wanna be
already.
visual.
But I guess the reason that he kind of spilled the beans, so to say, was, you know, he was told on set to keep it a secret. You know, like everything Marvel, nothing can leave. You know, you'll get shot if you say anything. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that.
Well, this is Disney, so maybe some sprinkled fairy dust and off to Neverland.
Well, I don't know. But
I don't think you get shot at Disney. Pretty sure they love you to death.
Sure.
I don't know. Did you see what happened on Falcon and Winter Soldier last week?
Okay.
So
this
is
true.
killing somebody.
If somebody spills the beans on any Disney property, Crap Cap comes after you and
Crap
shields
Cap.
you to death.
Crap Cap shows up at your door.
Tom Holland's gonna be
Hashtag crap cap.
Yeah. So with all that, so he kind of like, you know, spilled it, and so here's the details he kind of like put out. Like I said, picks up where he left off in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, and it seems like he was really concerned about his age. He's 67 right now. That movie
was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God.
Close to 20.
Yeah, so the way they're kind of fixing that is, you know, he said himself, he's like, you know, how am I gonna do this? I'm not as agile. I mean, I wasn't agile back then, but still, I'm even worse now. And they kind of talk about what they did with, you know, Samuel Jackson and Captain Marvel.
The technology is ridiculous.
Yeah, so they're gonna de-age him in this movie. I'm curious to see how that's gonna look, you know, with, you know, especially with effects nowadays. You know, in that movie, you know, those arms are practical effects for the most part. You know, they were kind of they were puppeteering them and opening, like obviously like the big train scene and stuff. You know, there's like some special effects in there you can obviously see from, you know, the early 2000s technology.
That's why they look so good.
But yeah, so I, you know, you watch, like even watching, we just watched you know, Guardians 2 not too long ago, and that intro scene of what's his name? Oh.
At the beginning, where they're fighting
what's his name? Kurt Russell in the car, and they're playing Brandy in the car.
Oh yeah.
And look how amazing he looked. And like I look at that movie all the time. I'm like, man, like, cause some movies you can tell the CGI, you can't tell. It's like, it's just seamless.
No, it's insane. It's like magic.
Perfect. Yeah.
Disney magic.
Yeah.
Disney pixie dust.
Look at Samuel L. Jackson, literally in Captain Marvel, compared to his most recent scene in what was the end credit scenes of Captain Marvel, right? When he's on the spaceship, isn't that the end of that's Spider-Man.
No.
Spider-Man, the end of Spider-Man. When you look at Captain Marvel, who was shot at the same time as Spider-Man
I know,
2.
it's insane.
That's the same person, but he looks 40 years younger in Captain Marvel. Like, it's crazy.
I need some face cream.
Yeah.
That will do the same thing for me.
Question. So I know Britt and I were talking about this before we move on to the next thing, because I think this is a big thing. I think this confirms several things.
Well, wait, because I know what you're going to ask, but I have a question for you and Mario, because it's been a really long time since I've seen these movies. What year was it supposed to be when that movie ended?
Which movie?
When like Doc Ock is like Titanic floating in the water.
I mean, I would assume that I don't think they had like a year in the movie, so I'm assuming.
Well, I mean, it came out 2004, so I'm assuming it's in 2004.
Okay, because the new Spider-Man is supposed to pick up then, correct? Because that's weird, right?
The new wait.
Is
the
that
new-
way? I think it's the multiverse thing. I think that they're pulling Spider-Man characters from multiverses again.
Right.
So like it's cool because they're using like the previous Tobey Macguire Spider-Man as a different multiverse.
Because technically, isn't the MCU like 2 years ahead of us now?
Yeah, they're in like 2023 or 4 right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what Alfred Molina was saying is like his story is going to pick up in the moments after we see him, like literally the moments.
Okay, so they could tell us like some backstory. It doesn't necessarily mean that. Okay, that makes more sense.
However, I think what's going to happen, Britt and I were talking about this a little bit earlier, is that like energy ball core thing that he's floating down into the water with. I forgot what it's called. I haven't seen that movie in forever. But that he's floating into the water with that thing. that has some sort of like massive energy, signature.
Yep.
That I think somehow that is going to open up the multiverse portal for him to fall through into our current day Tom Holland Spider-Man movie.
Oh, cool.
Universe. And that could be somehow related to Scarlet Witch dipping into the book at the end.
Right, because we saw Scarlet Witch doing her like very Doctor Strangey stuff right at the end, and we hear the boys like calling out for her. So we know that the boys were not just like a figment of her imagination. Like they're out there somewhere.
And so she's searching for them. And what better way to search for them by finding massive energy signatures like that? Because that's what they're made of. That's
well, we don't know that. Well, I'm guessing. Like if she created them, then they have to be made of her magic, right? Which is the Mind Stone and Hex magic. So I would assume that they would carry, like a significant energy signature.
Yeah.
So that was a thought, but then I thought, well, wait a second. So Doc Ock's arms are sentient, like weaponry.
Yeah.
So like Mike was explaining that they have like a chip in there that
got destroyed.
Right. To try to like keep it from taking over his mind. What if instead, if this is Wanda, she's looking for Vision, who flew off at the end of her
White Vision,
but it's still Vision. It is Vision. He's just got to get, he's got to get his ship of Theseus thing worked out, but it's the same Vision, but he flew off. It would make sense to me that she's looking for the boys, that she'd be looking for Vision. And what if what she senses isn't necessarily like this energy signature that she thinks is the boys? What if what she senses is a sentient weapon, and the only sentient weapon that she would know about that she would be looking for would be Vision?
Mm-hmm.
But instead she reaches through to pull out this sentient weapon, and it's a bunch of metal arms.
Yeah. Lots of possibilities. I mean, I think it's because he's saying this scene picks up literally in that moment. He's floating down into the water for a long time, and he has giant metal arms on him. I don't see how somebody can just pull him out unless, it's somebody super. But I could totally see like them retconning almost his death and being like, he didn't die. He got sucked into a vortex that plopped him into the MCU current time frame, which is Tom Holland's time frame, and boom, we've got the Spider-Verse starting.
Possibly, because I'm thinking, so the Wanda thing is interesting, but like after seeing the Loki trailer last week, I wonder if that's going to be affected as well, because it seems like you're messing with a lot of timelines in that show alone. So I can see, I could see Loki possibly maybe finds himself in the Tobey Macguire universe, and he's like, oh, who's this guy, Doc Ock? This guy could be great on my team.
Interesting.
Was Doc Ock ever a Thunderbolt guy?
I don't think so. That's going to be talked about a little bit later.
Oh, what do you mean? Is that the both guy? What do you mean?
Larry.
Oh, yes, guys. I'm going to be talking about the Thunderbolts a little bit later. That's another group in the Marvel universe that could come up in the MCU very soon, very shortly.
He was a part of the Sinister Six. Which so was Electro, right? Which they've already talked about, Jamie Foxx. Yeah, so I wonder if they're going to do something like that, because that was the original plan in the Andrew Garfield movies, where that was kind of in the second one. There's that scene of Oscorp, and they're going down the hallway, and you see like Doc Ock's arms, you see like Vulture's wings, stuff like that. So a Sinister Six thing is possible, because you have the Vulture we know from Homecoming. He's in jail with Scorpion, who we haven't seen on
Scorpion, right?
So
we haven't seen him yet. He's just been in jail. He had that very quick end credit scene with Vulture.
Yeah, so you have those two guys. And then you have, possibly, old Doc Ock. You have Electro. And then, you could, talk. Maybe Loki runs the Sinister Six. Who knows? Anything can happen, really.
Yo, I've got to interrupt the recording here. We just got a raid of 12 raiders from D-Bakes. Welcome raiders. Sorry for the interruption.
Come on in, the water's fine.
We are currently recording a podcast.
Welcome, guys.
Listen in. We're talking MCU and crazy nerdy stuff.
Welcome. So a Sinister Six thing could be possible. But it'll take time. But this whole thing with because I know we have Alfred Molina's Doc Ock coming in, Jamie Foxx's Electro. It's going to be a little too much, I think, to take in for sure. But I think I trust in them enough where I think we can get something cool out of it. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
I think they do a really good job. I mean, like when you think about the idea of the Avengers 10 years ago, whenever the first Avengers movie came out, that was my first thought. I'm like, how the heck are they going to do a movie with all these superheroes in it, all these big name actors in it, and it makes sense and it not feel like, you're not getting enough of this or that and it not be confusing. And every single time that I think something like that, they completely handle it and it works great. And so I have all the faith in the world that they're going to open up this multiverse and they're going to keep it as simple as possible for us to understand, but it's still going to be great. It's still going to be awesome.
We always overcomplicate it with all the crazy theories, but that's the fun part.
It's true. True.
So,
okay. Speaking of theories, how's it going to end? We got to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, whoa, we're jumping. Hold on. We got a few more news topics.
You are jumping,
about.
Girl, you are jumping way ahead.
You skipped the page. Skip the page. That's the last page.
Okay, well, here's the thing about show notes, boys and girls. They're not numbered. How am I supposed to know which one goes where?
And who makes the show notes, Britt?
We got to stay.
Yeah, who makes those show notes?
Sorry,
Mike.
I put them in the correct order.
Getting a little sweaty and ahead of yourself.
I think before we started started throwing the papers at the camera like you were making it rain. So I think that happened.
Okay,
why don't
apparently,
you try this transition to this?
I'm not allowed to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Not yet. Transition to the next topic though, because you could do that with this as well.
Okay, I'm also very excited about the new trailer released for so Shang-Chi is how I would say it, but Eric Voss keeps calling it Shang-Chi. So how are we supposed to pronounce this, guys?
I think it's Shang-Chi, but I watched a video from Eric Voss that explained why he's saying Shang-Chi, and that's because of who's the MCU guy on the Disney side that does all the Eric Feige, right? That's his name?
Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige, thank you. He said he called it that when he announced the movie.
Oh, okay.
And so Eric Voss,
do as Feige does.
That's right.
I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm never gonna say that right.
No, we're gonna stay
because we're from Nashville and we're gonna screw it up. Anyways, who watched it? Did y'all watch it?
Oh yeah.
What'd you think? It looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, for one thing, I'm definitely a mark for old kung fu movies and stuff, so I really got good vibes from there. Everything's very practical, it seems, fighting wise, and it looks great. And so for those who don't know, so this character's been around since I think the 70s. So he's been around. People have been kind of talking who is this guy, what's related here. The big takeaway I got from this is his dad. For those who don't know who his dad is, his dad is the Mandarin. Yeah. And now we've seen the Mandarin kind of in the MCU. We
saw drunk fake Mandarin.
Yes.
Yeah, then we saw another Mandarin, who definitely, I had no idea what they were going for with that. But this seems like the real deal Mandarin, which, makes me wonder what the deal is with this, because you can't really do Mandarin with Iron Man anymore because Iron Man's gone.
True.
So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. I'm assuming Mandarin's going to be the villain in this show. But I think it's going to be great. I don't know a butt ton about this dude, but I think it's going to be great. Practical effects, all the fighting scenes look great. It's a beautiful looking show. It looks fantastic, and I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah. What do you guys think?
can I just say I'm not a comic book reader necessarily. I enjoy the MCU and all that, but I'm not a comic book reader, and it really sounds like this guy's gonna fight a language. I'm just saying.
He's gonna what?
He's gonna fight a language. Like it just sounds like Mandarin is like a language. So every time I have no picture of Mandarin in my head.
I was like, where are we going?
So like I'm like either that or an orange grove. That's all that's popping into my head right now.
Yes.
Like I definitely
this will take place in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Within an orange grove.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
That makes sense. It looks really good. It looks like who's gonna be the main guy? What's his name? His son?
Shang-Chi.
Oh, I thought that was Dad.
No, Dad is another name, but his code name is Mandarin. Shang-Chi is so Dad like lets him go live his life for a little bit after like his hardcore training. Right.
And so he's got like 10 years under his belt to learn how to be, you know, like a decent human being before like Dad sucks him back in.
Yep.
I pictured this probably what happened with Trump's kids.
Oh no.
You had your time. Daddy needs you to come back to work now.
Uh-oh.
Come on back.
God.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
I'm stoked. Fun fact.
Yeah.
I never know any of the movies that Mike talks about from like when we were kids because like my parents were like uber religious. And so we weren't allowed to watch anything over PG until I was like legit 18 years old. But the only movies, because we were all trained at Taekwondo, I was allowed to watch all the Bruce Lee films. So I'm like, I'm here for this movie. Like I grew up on all the Bruce Lee films. So I'm like, I'm here for it.
Yes. I will say this, like the first part of the trailer, I was like, okay, I'm like intrigued, but the cinematics and the way that they're framing and shooting these fight scenes, it made me go, oh yes. Okay. So this is going to be really good. It's going to throw back to the old like Kung Fu type movies, but it's going to look.
Did you say
so
sweaty
fresh.
Mikey likey?
Sweaty Mikey.
Sweaty Mikey likey.
Yes,
Sweaty Mikey.
I'm so pumped for this movie. And the more that I hear about it too, the more I'm like digging into this movie, the more pumped I'm getting about it. Did you know that there's already been references to the 10 rings, which is what this
to
is
rule them all?
10 rings.
10 rings to roll them all.
The 10 rings is Mandarin's secret like organization they're all over the place. All over the place in the world.
I need to go look up Mandarin.
They've already appeared. The symbol for the 10 rings have already appeared in Iron Man 1, Iron Man 3 for sure. You know there was a guy that had a 10 rings tattoo in the newest Ant-Man movie?
Really?
They have placed these 10 ring guys in so many locations so far under the radar. And
I see you, Feige. I see you.
It's starting to connect. But basically, this is going to be super fun. And one other quick note before we move on. Some of the scenes in the trailer look to be shot in where are we at in Winter Soldier right now? Madripoor, which is that criminal haven that Sharon Carter is currently like a big boss in. So there could be some connections to this power broker who's always watching in the Mandarin.
There you go.
But maybe
Just
we'll
throwing
get
it
more
out
of
there.
the power broker in that because I feel like we're going to come up a little short on the power broker.
100%.
With only one episode left in the
We've only got one episode.
season.
There's a lot to tie up.
But
is Bucky going to date Sarah? Like, there's a lot we need to figure out. We ain't got time for the power broker.
That's
what happened on the boat.
Is Crap Cap gonna come back and kick some like butt? I don't know.
Oh yeah, with his crappy, with his aluminum shield, his little crappy cosplay. No,
that's right.
We're gonna aluminum shield. It's like when we were kids and we would make Ninja Turtle things out of like a metal trash can lid.
Yes,
that's what I picture John Walker running around with. He's like, Mama,
yes,
don't talk to me. I'm in the basement. I'm painting my new shield.
I gotta get ready for Comic-Con.
100%.
Shut up, Mom.
Oh man. Man, but yeah, we're super excited for this. Of course, any Marvel property we're very excited about.
100%.
What is the release date on this?
It's
September
3rd.
Yes,
September 3rd.
And we'll get to see it in the movie theaters.
Yep, and I knew that it was releasing September 3rd because it's in our ginormous list of new releases that are coming out in 2021.
Well, I tell you,
Ginormous list
A
of
ginormous
new
list.
releases.
Shall I read them off?
No.
Probably not all of them.
It's
but
Let's pick and choose.
let's pick and choose. Let's look at the list. Let's figure out let's pick 2 apiece movies that we're super stoked for
or
that's
shows,
coming
'cause
out.
you got shows on here too.
Yes, this is not just movies.
Okay,
this
what
is
are you
shows.
the most excited to see? Sweaty Mikey.
Oh, Sweaty Mikey's going first. Okay, I'm gonna go definitely with. We've already been talking about it. Spider-Man: No Way Home is going to be huge.
Oh, yeah.
In the MCU.
Yep.
So that's definitely towards the top of my list. I don't want to pick 2 MCU movies. It's just because that's what we've been talking about today. So I'm actually gonna go with a movie that's coming out this week on Friday. We've already been talking about maybe watching it together, and that is the Mortal Kombat movie that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
On HBO Max.
Test your might.
I there's a lot of other MCU movies that are on the list too, but I can't just go all MCU today. So Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
All right, Lee, what you got? What are you excited for in this list? Top 2.
All right, I think I'm gonna go Black Widow because my girl, she carried me. That's all I'm gonna say, guys.
Oh yeah,
And
the draft.
Yeah.
Black
Talk
Widow,
about
but
that.
I have always been really excited. I've always been really interested in her backstory. Like we recently did our rewatch of what was it, Iron Man, Mario?
Yeah, we watched all the Iron Man movies.
It was Iron Man, or was it Avengers that she was like a big part of? Both of them, really, right?
Iron Man 2 was her introduction. So,
But they don't really tell you like how she got these mad skills, yo. So I'm really excited to see like her progression as a character. And then I am super amped for Space Jam, y'all. Like
Space Jam.
Yeah.
Space Jam.
Space
It
Jam.
looks good. Like
I'm
the
so
trailer
stoked.
dropped, and I'm like, I'll watch it. It's LeBron James. Like, how good is this going to be? And I'm like, yo, this looks cool. I'm
Looks
actually
fun.
like,
Looks-
stoked
Chat,
I'm
for
into
Yeah.
it.
Did you guys watch? Like, were you obsessed with the original Space Jam, like we were? Please
I
let
was-
us know in chat.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're
I was so
90s
obsessed.
babies.
I
Man,
watched
I
that
used-
movie all the time. It was like
Same.
best.
I had the
Obsessed.
Because it had the
cassette tape.
best, it had the best soundtrack,
Yes,
y'all.
I had the
Oh my
cassette tape
God.
soundtrack.
Oh my gosh, I loved it so much. Everybody in our 5th grade talent show did something to that soundtrack. Like it was such a big deal. Good Lord.
Yep.
Oh
All right.
yeah.
Mario, I already know one of yours on this list, 100%.
Oh yeah,
I'm just-
100%.
Can I guess one of them?
Is it WWE?
No, but it's
A WWE movie. What?
it's a 007 movie though.
That's it.
Oh,
That's one. 007 No Time to Die. October 8th now. This movie should have been out over a year ago. The original release date was April, I want to say 5th. It was April 2020.
Yeah.
But obviously, shit went down in March of 2020, and they pushed it back. I understand why they did it, and they pushed it back, and they said we'll put it out in we'll look at maybe May or June, maybe summer release. Pushed it back again.
Yep. I think a lot of these titles, I think that's why this list is so big, y'all. I mean, like
Black Widow.
we've got
Black
a
Widow
ton of
was supposed
things.
to come out May 1st. It's now coming out July
I've
9th.
never missed the theater so much. I started thinking that we should start wiping like grease and stuff on our floor so I could feel like my feet stick to the floor, just so I could feel like I was back in the movie.
You got to put the popcorn in your new couch, though. I don't think you could do that.
Yeah, I can't
No,
do that. I
that'd be
can't
bad.
do that. But I could at least wipe some sticky crap on the floor and throw candy.
Or
at
just
Mike
have
behind.
Willa crawl around in like some soda.
Oh
It'll be
gosh,
good.
yeah, that just sounds about like regular life.
Yeah, so no surprise there with 007.
Yeah, so that's the one. Yeah, so now it's, so it got pushed back to, November last year. Then it was going to come out last month, and they said no, just kidding. We're going to push to October 8th. I'm at the point, guys, where MGM just put it out on a streaming service. I don't care anymore.
Seriously.
Like James
Or
Bond
just
movies.
send it to Mario.
Yeah, like I'm a huge, people who know me, I'm a huge Bond fan, and I love seeing those I love seeing those movies in theaters. It's a special moment for me. It's a great time, and but I'm at the point where I just want to watch the movie because I want to see. It's Daniel Craig's it's his swan song. It's his last Bond movie, and so hopefully this is going to be the final time, October 8th, 2021. Hopefully, and for my second one, we got so many great ones here, like. Suicide Squad is looking promising.
Looks good. Yep.
Loki's great. Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Ghostbusters.
I didn't even know about that.
No, yeah, Ghostbusters.
Guys, it's on the list. Do you not?
I'm sitting here going like, Lee, I don't think you understand. You're singing Ghostbusters.
For those that
I know.
don't
You kind of threw me off. I was talking about Suicide Squad. But so
Ghostbusters Afterlife is coming out this year as well.
Yeah, that's another one
has
that was
Rudd in it.
Okay.
So I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
that was another one I was I think that was pushed back as well. But yeah, that's gonna look fun. But I think for my second one for sure is a TV show is Book of Boba Fett.
Yes,
because I was I'm a huge Star Wars guy as well.
Yep. 007 and Star Wars.
That's it. That's my. I got a Star Wars poster and a Bond poster right behind my computer here.
Lock it in.
But yeah, so that's Mandalorian was fantastic, and
I'm excited for that too.
so like Book of Boba Fett, that's kind of leading on to like another different kind of series here of Boba Fett's story. And I'm very interested to see where they go on from there.
Yep.
Very nice.
100%. Now, Britt, you get two. I already know one as well.
Okay. So my number one is my children's future stepfather. Okay. Can't wait. I'm here for it.
I've just accepted it now,
I'm just
guys.
gonna watch it over and over and over. My favorite little God of Mischief. I'm here.
It looks
for
so
it.
good. That show looks so.
It looks
It
good.
does legit look so good. Like beyond the fact that Loki is the best Avenger, who absolutely deserves his own show. It actually looks like a really great show too.
What's
It
your
does
second?
indeed.
My second one is like probably my third favorite fandom. It's gonna be the Lord of the Rings show.
Yes, I'm so glad somebody picked
Yes,
that.
no date yet, but a very, very expensive Amazon show.
4 times
I
as
saw that.
expensive as Game of Thrones.
I have
Wild.
expensive taste.
That was
Give it to me.
insane. It's 4.5 or 7
They got
million dollars for
4
one
million
season.
preciouses.
That's right. 4 million preciouses.
I'm so excited. That's gonna be so beautiful, and I know Mario is.
I'm so excited
stoked
for
about
it.
it. Mario loves Lord of the
Mario's
Rings.
gonna have to watch it though, because we're gonna have to cover it on the podcast. So
absolutely.
maybe he will give Lord of the Rings a chance.
We'll
A
have
real
to go
chance.
through like a rewatch with the extended
Yes! The
And then
4-hour cuts.
And then we
Yeah.
got
the Hobbit.
the Hobbit trilogy. We can watch that as well. Like,
Oh my God.
Strap in,
The
baby.
Hobbit is really where it's at though. Let's be real, guys. Okay. Like
Hobbit was
I had
great.
a real hard time with the first 3, but the Hobbit series. That's my
Because
jam.
Evangeline Lilly was in it, and I love her so
Yep.
much.
Wait,
go
can I do an honorable mention?
Yes.
I am super amped because I feel like Disney does not get a lot of love on our podcast lately. In terms of like the Disney fandom.
Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah,
outside of
Disney,
Marvel.
Disney.
Yeah.
And Star Wars. But Cruella is coming out May 28th, and I am
Right.
pretty amped for that because I
That looks good.
always refer to Bobo as Pongo when he's at the dog park and wraps around somebody else. I'm like, all right, Pongo, you can knock it off.
Yes.
Nobody ever gets it anymore because like 101 Dalmatians is like not a thing as much. I'm like,
They
I
will.
want it back.
They will after May 28th for
I
sure.
can't wait
Yep.
for the
See
puppies.
it everywhere.
want to see the puppies.
So before all of these great new releases come to your screen or to a movie
are we
theater
now
screen,
the gatekeeper of the notes? Are we allowed to talk about page 3?
100%.
Move to page 3.
Venturing
First.
in. Oh,
Spoiler warning.
yes. Spoiler
Turn
warning.
this off or fast forward.
The main event. We're talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier, episode 5. So if you have not watched it yet, please don't listen to this until you watch it.
Yeah.
You have Britt Berkey's 5-second microwave timer. 5-second microwave timer, Britt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's it. If you haven't tuned out by now, you're in trouble.
If you guys cut off here, just know you guys can catch the actual recorded podcast on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts on Thursday.
Yep, 100%. I'm going to open it up with Elaine Bennis is in the MCU. What is happening?
That was an odd casting choice. I was very surprised.
I was shocked.
I was like, what's she doing in there?
Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld. She was in Veep as well. What's her actual name? What's the actress's name?
I don't know.
Julia
and
Louis Dreyfus. Yeah. Louise Dreyfus. That's it. Julie Louise Dreyfus. She's an amazing actress that has been on many sitcoms and stuff. So it was kind of funny to see her in this role. However, a lot of her like roles in the past have been very like sarcastic and stuff. And you can see that they're trying to play that in this character as well. But she... Yeah,
chat said Julia Louisa Dreyfus.
Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Steph.
But she is in the show, and her name is very long in the show as well. Her character's name.
Let me see if I can remember it.
Valentina
Allegra de Fontaine. Contessa. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, but you can call me Val. Actually, don't. Just say it in your head.
Yeah, very long introduction, but that was literally verbatim of how she introduced herself, which is crazy.
I liked it. It was funny.
So, do you guys have much information on this Val lady?
Who are you, Val?
Yeah, I'm curious because we have that really odd conversation between the two, between her and Crap Cap after his little court hearing where they told you, "Hey, brother, give us the shield back. You're not Cap anymore, brother. Get the hell out of here." And he's like, whatever. And he bounces like a little baby. And they have that. So they have this conversation.
Pulls a Bucky.
Yes, and they have this conversation outside the courtroom, and basically saying, you don't need to worry about anything, basically. And they mention the shield and how don't worry about the shield. It's not even government property. Blah blah. You don't need the shield. Exactly. So we're kind of wondering what does that mean, and kind of cutting to the end. Spoiler, where you see him building a new shield, which we're kind of memeing and saying it's probably made out of aluminum or somebody's garage door.
Tinfoil, yep.
So I'm assuming whoever she is, she's I think some of us in the watch party assume maybe she's what's the villain that we're talking about here? The power broker, maybe related to the power broker.
Can we talk about the fact really quick that she, when asked for identification, she hands off a blank card?
A blank business card.
Like, I'm going to just start doing that.
Right?
That's amazing.
It says, like, I'm the bitch in charge, like a blank business card.
Like, if you need to know, you'll know. But otherwise...
I'm going to, start doing that at the kids'
therapy.
When we put them in at school, like, when we register for them for school, I'll be like, here's my card.
Boom. That's
my kid. Sorry, I messed up your.
No, you're good.
Thingies.
So in the comics, this character has played many different types of roles. Some of them were she's been a love interest of Nick Fury at one point.
Ooh, spicy.
She was an agent. She was in S.H.I.E.L.D., of course, if she's messing around with Nick Fury, but. She was called Agent 14 at one point. She had a spin-off comic series with Sharon Carter as Femme Fatale. I mean, she's a big character. And there was one storyline where she came in and infiltrated Hydra, but wasn't super clear on if she actually joined Hydra, because she started being called Madam Hydra. And so there's like all these different routes they can go.
Y'all,
with
please
this
don't
character.
let them bring Hydra back. I'm Hydra'd out.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm dehydrated.
There's a lot of
That's
other
right.
villains.
All
No.
roads don't lead to Hydra. Okay.
Oh, I'm like, no more Hydra. Please, 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 please. I've had enough Hydra.
So my theory, this is where I'm going, guys. And this is where
Tell us where you're going, Mike.
Tell us about it, Mike.
this is where the Thunderbolts come in. And so again, it's a group.
Thunderbolts of lightning.
There's a
Very
frightening.
There's a group called Thunderbolts in the comic books. They kind of are like anti-heroes, but villains at the same time, very similar to like the Suicide Squad and DC. They are led by Zemo, who was in the show.
Oh, so likable. He's like the new Loki.
Yeah.
Such a likable villain.
We saw in this episode that Zemo has been taken to the Raft as a prisoner. That's the prison that we saw in Civil War that's out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, I thought maybe that was Michael's raft in Lost. Whoa, my boy.
Yes.
Whoa!
And we see her approaching Crap Cap very late in this season for Crap Cap's story to end at the end of this season. I feel like if this scene happened in episode 2 and she tried to like help him and build him up, and then he gets killed off or whatever at the end of this show, that would make sense. But we're talking the last quarter, the last pretty much the last episode of the show.
Last 2 minutes.
You have Val come in and try to help Crap Cap, only for him to get killed off at the end of the show. I don't think that's happening, y'all. I think John Walker is here to stay. And I think Val is putting together a team that could be the Thunderbolts from the comics that has Crap Cap, John Walker, leading it with Zemo.
I have a question. So does that make them like the anti-Avengers?
In the comic books, they actually formed underneath Zemo to fight the Avengers because they all had grudges against them. However, in the comic book story that when that happened, all of the Avengers, I don't know, they got killed off or something. And so they had to step in as the heroes. And some of them ended up turning and becoming heroes after that once the Avengers came back. So it was a really interesting story.
That would be a wild ride. There have been a lot, like the Avengers are getting old. Let's be real, guys. The people that actually play the Avengers right now are getting old. They kind of need a new generation.
And half
to
of them are
take
dead.
over.
Yep.
So it would be interesting for sure.
I can totally see this group becoming similar to the Suicide Squad, where they're like bad guys, but they're not like the top tier bad guys.
They're like the bad guys that
the B-list bad guys
for Thanksgiving to like watch them instigate a fight with like your mom.
Right. Exactly.
So they're my brother.
They're like the fun ones to have.
So just a theory. There's been a couple other Thunderbolts that have been in the MCU already that kind of don't have a resolved storyline. One of those is the bad guy or the bad girl, I guess, in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Her name was Ghost, the lady that could like, phase shift out of stuff. Like she was pretty interesting. And then the bad guy that hands over the weaponry to the Flag Smashers in this latest episode, Batroc, I think is how you pronounce it. Batroc. He is also in the Thunderbolts. Y'all.
Snap.
Like I'm saying, I think they're setting up this group.
It would make sense
to see Zemo take on a bigger role.
Mm-hmm.
After this. He's so likable. And he's a freaking Baron.
And after this episode, we saw that Bucky and Sam, they could just like go sail away on a boat and like they would probably be happy. They have this cute little bromance. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking in my head. They're the cutest.
I'm picturing end of this season, they beat up Crap Cap, but they don't kill him. They imprison him in the raft right next to Zemo. And then you see Val walking up and being like, yo, I've got an initiative for you guys. Slip a piece of paper that says Thunderbolts on it.
Blank card. I think
mic
that
drop.
would be so cool.
And then the next season doesn't necessarily have to be this a continuation. It could be the Thunderbolts story. That is an interesting.
Very, very frightening.
Yep. So, a lot of stuff there. Sorry, I kind of hogged the spotlight there with the Thunderbolts
we're
theory.
Coming to the end here.
Mario,
Okay.
do you have an addition to that really quick?
No, that's brilliant Marvel writing right there for sure. If that's most likely going to be what's set up.
Mike
I
actually
think.
works for Marvel.
Yeah,
we didn't
on
want
the
to tell
DL
you guys yet, but that's actually happening. Mike wrote it into the script.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting, and we're excited for it. So this week is the final episode, right?
It's it. We've got to pick,
finale.
guys. Who's taking the shield?
I think
It's
after
time to make
It's gonna be Sam.
yeah after the final scene,
Sorry.
after opening that case, that's got to be. I think in the comics they have like the white suit. I believe he has like a white like Captain America looking suit. So I'm assuming Dawn the Shield is gonna beat the crap out of Crap Cap and call it a day. And okay, we're talking about on the episode too, because early on in the episode, where is it? My notes. He leaves the what do you call it? His wings with Torres.
Yep.
And so I think in some of the comics, I think Mike mentioned this. He takes up the Falcon mantle.
Yep.
So I wonder if that's going to be, because I know last week I was saying I was really pulling for Bucky, but after in this week it's so I'm so torn too, just because of like how they talked about the shield and like all the negative energy that's attached to that shield, all the bad crap, the kind of racism and stuff that happened back there, and that powerful scene of what's his name, the old man, I can't remember his name. Isaiah, and saying, it's like there will never be a black Captain America, and that's kind of like foreshadowing, like, yeah, there's going to be a black Captain America, but do you want to be a black Captain America? Do you want to carry that shield that had all that bad history attached to it? So it's still kind of up in the air, but I think it's going to be Sam.
Yeah, I would like to see Sam become his own, like not Falcon, not like owned by the government, but like this season has all been kind of about like growing Sam as a person into like his own person, not just like a soldier of the United States. I would like to see him like become his like whatever's in his Wakanda case. I just want to see him like be his own thing, and I feel like Bucky would be a great Cap replacement, because his seasons have all been about like redemption. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
I said during our watch party, and I'll say it again, I would love to see the two of them share the shields, because the way that they were interacting,
arrangement,
those
visitation.
those old friendship necklaces that would be broken in half. What if they had a half of a shield, and then when they come together, they make the full shield?
Oh my god!
No, but that could actually be like super sick,
dude.
That could be super sick.
They could both have a half.
All right, you heard it here first. We called it.
Wonder twin powers activate.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's a great theory.
I love it. That's so cool.
Oh man,
but there's a ton of other stuff that's been happening in the show, but I know that we're running a little bit longer. Is there anything else you want to cover, Mario, before we jump into our nonsense draft?
Yeah, I mean, basically that's it. So we had all that happening. Crap Cap is not Cap anymore. It kind of hangs in the balance who's getting that shield. I mean, currently Sam is rocking it now, but we don't know what's going to happen after. And I think it's going to be a fire episode this Friday, guys.
Man, it's going to be so good.
Tune in this Friday.
I really think too, it's not just going to be the ending of this show. I think this is going to spin off to like, WandaVision ended and it was like, okay, like that was kind of in its own little bubble currently. Like, I think that's going to affect future movies like Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and stuff for sure. But like, I think that we're about it would be really cool if somehow there was a 10 Rings reference that leads into Shang-Chi coming out in the summer. Just saying.
I think that will be like the big like post-credit scene.
Yep. Maybe the
like
power broker
right there.
Power broker is either Mandarin or working somehow with Mandarin, something like that. I think that would be Mandarin oranges, baby.
I'm just picturing like a Chinese, like a character, like the written language with like an orange for a head. That's what I'm picturing right now, guys.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
But yeah, so this Friday, guys, final episode. We're excited. Cool things coming up.
Watch party.
But I think we move on to one of our favorite segments here that people are really getting hyped, brother. It's the nonsense draft, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, here we go.
And this week's topic, I was allowed to pick this week, which I was very honored to. We had a couple of ideas, but we ended up going with music festival lineups. Music festival lineups. You have 4 bands or solo artists, whatever, and you put together your dream main stage event. Yeah,
are we going to talk about what happened last week first?
Yeah, Mario and I are like, let's move on.
I am getting to it. If you give me a second.
Yeah, Mario. Are you?
Because usually you start with that.
Why did you get to pick?
Because Mario. I got buried for some reason. Apparently, I still got heel heat from Cat in the Hat trivia. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's one thing where it's like, oh yeah, you came in 4th, and it was like kind of close. I'm at 10%, brother. Everyone's at. I think Lee was like 35. I think Britt
38.
was 38. Like, you guys were in the 30s and 20s. I'm at 10%.
10%.
What is y'all's problem in the audience? I don't understand this. I had Vision. I had the Pride of America, Captain America.
And I had the girls.
I had the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk.
His face.
Like, and you guys didn't even give me a chance. I'm like, are you serious? Everyone's like, oh, Star-Lord with his fancy playlist. Like, please, are you serious?
I don't know. I think everyone crapped on Mike for the Star-Lord.
I was really shocked at the hate you got.
I got some heat for Star-Lord. I was shocked too. I think a lot of people were saying my group dynamic was fine until Star-Lord came in and he's going to screw everything up. And I was like, look, he made one mistake. I mean, he kind of screwed everything up in Infinity War, but he made one mistake, everybody. Come on.
We'll never forget it.
It was a pretty big mistake.
It was like arguably the biggest mistake.
My favorite part of the week, though, is I was able to find a dancing GIF of every single person I drafted, and I was like, perfect. So I just put that in a row. I was like, that's it right there in the Discord.
But my team can dance.
Roll for initiative.
Oh crap! I gotta get the dice again, guys.
Yeah. So big.
Lee!
So big congrats.
Every time.
So big congrats to Lee for this week. So that means the standings right now are Britt 1, Lee 1, Mike 0, and me 0.
Yeah, girl.
If you're just joining us and not knowing what the nonsense draft is, every week we get to draft 4 choices in any topic. We've done our Dream Avengers team. We've done fandoms, and this week we're doing music festival lineup. So we're gonna roll.
We've got a giant list of upcoming mock drafts coming up. So like, we got them lined up, y'all.
But if you guys have suggestions, always hit us up with
you guys
draft suggestions.
I got an 11.
Okay.
I pulled a mic. You can't even see it.
Oh no!
You got a 1?
Crit.
It's a crit fail, y'all.
Oh, shucks.
Oh, okay.
Ouch.
I'm not the last pick.
You're not the last pick. It's me this week.
It's gonna go Mario.
Yes.
Me, Mike, and then Lee.
That's right. I rolled a 6. I cannot roll. I can't roll double digits. Cannot roll double digits to save my life. You can watch us on D&D nights every other Saturday. I live up to that. I barely ever roll double digits.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I just rolled a double digit when it didn't count though. So
Mike. And then Lee.
All right, so Mario, dude, you got the first pick in the festival draft. Who is going to be your headliner to come in?
Easy breezy, brother. Of course, Dead or Alive, you say? Well, of course, you got to pick them. One of the greatest bands of all time, the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I was like, that's going to be number 1 pick. Easy.
That was it. Yep.
I knew whoever
that
had
was not even on my list.
was going to take it.
Yep.
What?
Well, that was
not
my
example
too. That was my example too. I was like, are we doing Dead or Alive currently together or not? Because like if the Beatles are on the board, like that's clearly top.
Yeah, the way I see it is like you want your dream concert, like your dream. Like what would you want to see?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm definitely going with a theme because I want my festival to make sense. So I'll explain my theme in the end, but my first pick is going to be my favorite band ever of all time, Queen.
Oh,
hey
yeah.
now,
My boy Freddie Mercury.
Damn it, she got it from me.
Oh man,
had to be Queen.
Okay, that's a great pick.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
All right, guys, listen. I have several classic rock bands that I would love to have on my lineup. And so I want to stretch it a little bit and make sure I get somebody that's a little more current that would attract the young kiddos.
The kids. You want them to be like,
Yes.
your Sweaty Mike's festival is lit.
And I feel like Sweatfest is coming at you right now.
Fire festival.
And my top pick in my Sweatfest, because I don't want anybody else to have this, and I have tons of options here.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
Mr. Troll Branch himself. Bringing in Justin Timberlake. Super versatile.
All right. Well,
super
you
great
just
showman.
got Brooke's vote.
I wanted to take him.
Look in chat. Brooke's like, that's it. Pack it up. Oh, no. She said that about
she's
me.
saying Queen wins it.
Not until she hears your pick. She freaking loves Justin Timberlake.
Yep.
All right. Lee, who's your first pick going to be?
All right, my first pick is someone that I never got to see live that I would love to have the opportunity. It's not a band, but he may as well be. It's the king himself, Michael Jackson.
Okay,
what a good pick.
Oh, man.
What a good pick.
I'm so nervous.
I was really looking between Timberlake and Michael Jackson. Timberlake.
I know. There's a lot.
There's a lot in your festival.
Right? He's got to with Justin Timberlake. So Lee, you got another pick back to back.
Oh no.
Okay.
Please don't take mine. Oh gosh, please don't take mine.
Wow.
Don't you do it.
I don't know. I'm
so nervous. Now I'm sweating.
So my mom, I grew up listening to a lot of classic rock sort of stuff. A lot of rock. All right. And one of my mom's favorite bands, Mama Dawn, this goes out to you, is AC/DC.
Okay.
Okay. Another great pick.
All right.
Man.
Mike, baby, it's up to you.
All right.
Who's coming to Sweaty Fest?
Yo, who's coming to Sweaty Fest?
Sweaty Fest.
Sweaty Fest. All right. I've got to go. I'm going to go ahead and get, I think one of the, like when you think
Dude, do not stop looking at my sheet. Stop looking at my sheet.
I'm sorry, my bad.
I will cut you.
I know you will. When you think like festivals back in the day, like you think of this guy, period. And I wish that he had a longer life because he was just fabulous. I'm going with Mr. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix coming in as my oldie but a goodie right there.
All right. Okay. Oh, y'all, I'm sweating. I was afraid that I wasn't going to get my next one. Brooke thinks she knows in chat who it's going to be. It is going to be Elton John.
Elton John.
Hey now.
Oh, man.
He was on my list. I'm not going to lie to you, Brett.
I love him. Love him. So does Willa. Willa's been listening to Elton John since she was born.
There's
oh my God.
So many. I'm trying not to cheat. I got Britt's list over here and I've got the chat rolling over here. And so I'm trying to stay like laser focused, but I'm seeing some names in the chat.
No joke.
Like,
I will stab you.
Yeah.
You pick one off my
I'm trying
list.
to stay this way.
Like, try me. I have scissors over here.
But there's some solid picks from the chat happening right now too. Just throwing it out there.
Mario. You have back-to-back picks. Who's it going to be?
All right. One, which I'm shocked wasn't picked already by my good pal Mike, my roller coaster buddy.
Don't take him.
Don't
take him over GNR.
The boys from my hometown, brother. That little kind of a local band, Aerosmith.
Oh, snap.
Give me the boys from Boston.
I cannot believe you passed Aerosmith and thought Mario wasn't going to take it.
I was really thinking that he was going to go GNR over Aerosmith, and so I was like, I'm going to let him float.
He's got those back-to-back picks, though, Mike.
I mean, it's funny you say that because right next to Aerosmith, you got him. My biggest influence of all time, The Boys, Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
not where I thought you were.
Gosh, I should have picked Aerosmith.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. I had an outfit change.
Oh yeah, you gotta do it, especially on your pick now.
I know.
Sure.
I've got it. Oh, y'all, but I'm having trouble on my next pick. Okay. Because I'm going with a theme. My next pick, and this is gonna sound weird until it's not gonna be them, but I got my Dancing Queen shirt on.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh
Dancing
man.
Queen. Wow, they're free. All right, my next pick is gonna be Lady Gaga.
Okay.
This is not anything to do with my shirt.
Oh, that was perfect.
It'll make sense later.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Chat, do you know what my theme is? All right,
man.
Mike, baby, you're up. You're up.
I am just so like thrown off now with Mario's back-to-back.
I'm so shocked that you didn't. I thought that was gonna be your first pick. I put it as my third pick because I was like, "Oh, Mike's gonna take this."
Dang, man, I am so thrown off now. All right,
Stop looking at my.
I'm
list.
not. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this.
Okay.
Look, cover it up with that. Boom. All right, I'm going Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters. Let's get some Dave Grohl in here. Let's go Foo Fighters.
Ooh.
Gosh, I should have picked Aerosmith. I have deep regrets every time.
Said, Britt's theme is Glee covers.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who did you say? I didn't even write it down.
The Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters. That's
Heck yes.
interesting. Okay.
Yo, when you look at festivals, they're at the top of the list
All right.
all the time.
Okay. Lee,
All right.
your last two picks.
My last two picks, y'all. All right, so I'm almost shocked that my boys haven't been picked yet. But everybody, I gotta put my Backstreet Boys in.
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I have seen the Backstreet Boys one time, and they were a fabulous concert. And some bitch in the row in front of me stole the rose that Brian threw to me. All right, I'm just gonna put that out there. That energy is out there now.
She's
I'm coming for you.
Chat, were you Team Backstreet Boys or Team NSYNC? This is important.
Important questions.
I was definitely NSYNC. I saw NSYNC. Mike also saw NSYNC.
Yeah,
That's why
I was
got
in
Justin
sync.
Timberlake.
I did want to see NSYNC when I was a kid, but my mom was like, the tickets are too much. We can't go. And I was so bummed, but we got to see Backstreet Boys when I was like late teens with my mom. So that was
we've
good.
got
good
NSYNC's happening down in the chat.
Love
Yep.
NSYNC.
Oh snap!
But it wasn't Justin Timberlake. I was gonna marry JC Chavez. That was like my heart.
So here's the thing,
my
though.
boy Joey Fatone.
Mike took Mike already took Justin Timberlake, so like I didn't know if that we had if you've already got Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, so Britt and I had this exact conversation when something like this would come up. Like, what if I took Justin Timberlake and like somebody was interested in NSYNC?
They're different. They're different groups.
I think
feel
we
like
should
it's
allow
fair.
NSYNC as a selection.
Okay.
Even though I have Justin Timberlake.
We have dead bands.
Noted for the future, because my next and last pick is going to be the queen to the king of pop. It's Beyonce, y'all.
Oh,
okay. Wee.
Yo,
Beyonce.
All right, so that was
Mike,
a good pick.
it's your last.
All right,
pick.
So I gotta have look. We've got some pop going. We got some current rock. Got some classic rock. I'm gonna dip a little bit into the rap side, y'all, and I'm gonna go with.
What's it gonna be?
This is tough because there's two that I want to pick, but
okay.
I feel like this name may hopefully get me some votes here. I'm gonna go with good old Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Oh,
hey.
Snoop Doggy Dogg up in this
Does he
list.
come with a complimentary
his house?
Martha Stewart.
Oh yeah, Martha's there with them. For sure.
Super.
And
fitting.
you know what?
Super fitting.
It's 420.
I was gonna say super fitting. It's 420 today.
We are recording this on 420. So
there you go. There you go. That's my dedication to 420 right there. Picking Snoop Dogg. There was another that I almost picked though, and I'll tell you who it was after this.
So I was going between a couple.
I am between like 3 people for my final pick. I'll say my theme. I wanted like the showman. I wanted the people with I want the weirdos. That's why I've got Freddie Mercury. I've got Elton John, Lady Gaga. Like I want all those people that are like the weirdos. So I am between.
There's one that comes to mind.
Prince and Bowie, but I think it has to be David Bowie.
Okay.
I think it has to be Bowie.
David Bowie. That was actually in the chat already. Cindy C. Wolfpack mentioned David Bowie.
Cindy C.
There you go.
I feel like Bowie fits my aesthetic.
I like it. I'm surprised you didn't.
And I
go
made a Bowie peg doll.
All 3 of those.
Billy Joel though is one of my I saw Billy Joel live and it was like.
But we still have another pick.
Incredible.
Don't give him any ideas here.
No, I thought we only had 4.
Mario's
one more pick. Mario's got one more pick.
Okay.
Don't want to give this super team any more better ideas than the Beatles, Aerosmith, and Guns N' Roses.
I know, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I think I know what it's gonna be.
I do too.
Can I vote for Mario right now?
So yeah, obviously my list is a little top heavy. I have a lot. I'm shocked at the amount of ones I don't have unmarked here. But there was one I had that I think fits, because when I think of festival shows like this, I like to keep in mind, when you like, for example, I went to go see, I missed the show. Slash with his solo band opened up for Aerosmith. I think I told Mike about this story. Yeah. So when Aerosmith went up, Slash came out and they all jammed together. And so you got to think, when the Beatles come on, how cool would it be if you had the boy Steven Tyler and Joe Perry up there, maybe Slash and Axl Rose come out, sing a song together, all of them saying Hey Jude, Helter Skelter, something like that. And one last one, the man, the legend, Prince.
I knew it.
Prince. That was on our list.
That was one of my top 3.
True story.
Prince.
Mario and I were bartering for Prince because I thought of him, and then we were talking about our list, and I was like,
yeah, and now I'm like,
Prince is on my list.
Prince is so good. So I'm just telling you right now, chat's already just yapping it up that Mario's got it. Like they said, Mario doesn't need a 4th pick.
Yeah, his 4th pick is Prince. Like, come on, y'all.
If we had a 5th pick, mine probably would have been Led Zeppelin. I'm not gonna lie.
I had Zeppelin on mine. I had Rush on mine. I don't know if there were any Rush fans in the audience.
I was considering.
I had New Kids on the Block.
Oh yeah,
I did too. I was going to go all 90s boy bands, but then I was like,
I was considering even going with Elvis.
Elvis was on my list as well.
That was on my list as well.
I had Bon Jovi. And My Cam.
You know, in that board game simulator we just played, Mario, how you can flip a table.
Yeah.
I about flipped a table when you picked Aerosmith. So
I'm so sorry.
Y'all may not be friends anymore.
That's what you get for keeping me up until midnight playing Rocket League.
That's right. That was a gift. That was a gift for you.
Overflow in chat is saying he was waiting for Coldplay. Coldplay is one of my all-time favorite modern bands.
Yep.
I do love Coldplay. Okay, so guys, here is your recap of our teams. Mario. I feel like I should read Mario last. Mario has, God bless America, the freaking Beatles, Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, and Prince.
Woo. Damn.
There are other teams, guys. There are other festivals, so just hang on 2 seconds. Okay. With the Little Monsters group, my team, we have Queen, we have Elton John, Lady Gaga, and David Bowie. I would pay good money to be at that show.
That's a good one.
So I think that's why you should all vote for me.
And you you saved the worst for last then, because mine's last.
Oh no.
Good.
Mike, if you want to go get your tickets for Sweaty Fest.
Sweaty Fest, baby.
Sweat Fest.
Here's who
Snoop
you'll
Dogg at
see.
Sweaty Fest.
We've got Justin Timberlake, Jimi Hendrix, the Foo Fighters, and Snoop Dogg. So he's got a really
I'm balanced.
he has a rounded
I'm
set.
very
A
balanced.
little bit for everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it all in. And with our final festival, hopefully not the next Fire Festival, we have Lee,
The next
With-
Fire Festival.
Michael Jackson, AC/DC, the Backstreet Boys, and Beyonce.
So, couple other names that were not drafted.
Tell us in chat, guys, who we missed and who you're voting for.
The Rolling Stones.
I
Yes.
had that on my list. Yeah, they were on there.
The Rolling
It's-
Stones is definitely on mine.
Stevie Wonder, Def
Yeah.
Leppard, Journey, Bob Marley.
Oh,
Stoop, somebody kick Stoop. Where's Ahmad? Kick Stoop out of the chat. He rated me last. Somebody kick him out of the chat.
Oofaloo.
Somebody put the mod hammer
I
down.
was also considering, instead of Snoop Dogg, I was considering Jay-Z.
Oh.
And I was also considering pairing Jay-Z with Beyonce for a little symmetry, but
No, man, you were
Yeah.
missing Macklemore. He was my kid's
Oh,
future
Macklemore would've
stepdad
been a
before
good one.
Loki came into the picture.
All right.
If we had
Oh,
5
oh,
picks,
amazing.
I was gonna overkill it and toss in Van Halen.
yeah, hey,
Oh,
some
yeah.
Leonard Skinner. It's still, I mean, there's so
I
many
think
classic
you-
rock
You
yeah,
guys-
Leonard Skinner.
I really wanted to narrow this down to like one genre so that we could like,
No.
not
I
have
love
this
though,
problem.
'cause
But
it makes it so hard.
Yes.
it was so hard this week, guys. Like there is
Nobody picked Journey.
Oh,
I know
my-
it was on my
God.
list.
Don't stop believing.
If I was
That
going
it.
with Glee covers, then I
Yeah.
definitely would have put Journey in there. They've covered like every Journey and Queen song.
Oh man.
Oh, so good.
So yeah, so definitely go visit our Twitter page. We're gonna put this poll up tomorrow morning. Make sure you go vote for who you think has the best music festival lineup. That graphic will be created tonight and put up tomorrow. Go check it out on our Twitter page, twitter.com.
Get those votes in. Will this be the week Mario redeems?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna be
I
the
think
only
it
one
is.
with no wins. Like
But-
Mario 100% won this draft.
Should we do the sneak preview for next week though? Because we've already discussed what next week's gonna be.
I don't know what next
I
week is.
forgot
Somebody
what we
tell
said
me.
though.
Next, so the end of this week, what movie is coming out, Mike?
Oh, that's right. It's my
Oh, okay.
Your
Yes.
might.
So at the end of this week, Mortal Kombat is coming out on HBO Max and in theaters. We're going to watch it and we're going to talk about it in the next episode. And so we are doing a Mortal Kombat Battle Royale draft next week. So get ready for that. That
Finish
one.
it.
Test your
That
might.
one I meant
There's
you.
literally only one person that I care about getting for that draft. I am so amped.
I have a feeling.
Oh,
it's
we
a-
gotta play. Oh, I think I'm doing arcade tomorrow, right, Lee?
Yes.
Oh, I'm playing.
Oh, are you gonna play Mortal Kombat?
I'm playing Mortal Kombat tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's doing a
Oh.
takeover for me
Hell
tomorrow.
yeah, we're doing some Mortal Kombat tomorrow. That'd be fun.
Let's end our live.
Yeah, well, I thought you said let's end our life. Like, no, please,
Let's
not yet.
No,
Like-
Brett.
Finish him. Finish him.
But guys, thank you guys for joining. This has been podcast. This has been.
Every time we try to sign off, one of us jacks it up. Mario's like, these jokers.
I'm gonna start.
These bitches with the ADD.
I'm gonna start putting the mute hammer on y'all. Anyways, guys, this has been Friggin Nerds Podcast for this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you guys are in the chat right now, we appreciate your support. And know that the recorded version will be on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts on Thursday. Check us out for the rest of the week. Tomorrow we got Arcade with me. Thursday, Arcade with Mike and Britt. Friday off, Saturday back with some Baldur's Gate, some D&D action to end this friggin' week, guys. So with Friggin Nerds Media, I'm Mario Lima. That's Alicia Dovas.
Oh, I'm freaking Nerd Lee. I didn't know you were pointing to me. I'm freaking Nerd Lee.
I'm Freaking Nerd Mike, aka Sweaty Mike.
Sweaty Mike.
I'm friggin' nerd be?
And you
Tell
guys
us what to do, Mario.
And you guys have been great. Stay friggin' nerdy.
Stay friggin' nerdy, friends.